tears for the tear god, salt for the salt throne, and gas the leaf tribe.
And I haven't learned my lesson. I keep going on bloody Facebook. Transgender teen can proceed with hormone treatment despite father's objections, BC court rules. This Canadian judge got it right, thank goodness. The judge went on to make the following declarations: that AB be referred to as male and identified by his chosen name in all legal proceedings, that he be allowed to change his legal name without the need for consent from his parents, that he is exclusively entitled to consent to medical treatment for his dysphoria, and that any attempt to persuade AB to abandon treatment or references to AB as a girl or using female pronouns shall be considered to be family violence under the Family Law Act. This isn't just some like internet thing, and it's not some ridiculous trick of the law. This is a real person. A person I know in real life says this Canadian judge got it right. Thank goodness. This is a 2-drink opening. So much about this is wrong. I don't even know where to begin. So I'll just start at the beginning here. Judge makes the following declarations: that AB be referred to as male. I understand there are females with gender dysphoria who may identify as men, live as men, be perceived and treated as men. But in no fucking world are they male. Male and female are biological distinctions. It has nothing to do with identity. Nothing at all. They're biological distinctions. You can't choose your biological distinction, right? The same way I can't just choose to be black. I'm not black. It's not a choice. And no, it's not a state of fucking mind. Allowed to change his name without the need for consent from his parents, which is funny because I'm pretty sure that no other person can do this, right? Cis people can't do this until they're 18 years old. So that's inconsistent at the very least. That he is exclusively entitled to consent to medical treatment for his dysphoria. There's a lot of medical treatments that children don't receive without parental consent. All right. Is it not the Jehovah's Witnesses that can refuse blood transfusions for their children? Those children aren't exclusively entitled, are they? We don't let this kid's 14. We don't let 14-year-olds drive. We don't let them vote. We don't let them drop out of school. We don't even let them choose what schools they will attend. This kid doesn't know what college they're going to go to. If they're going to go to college, maybe they're going to get into a trade. 14 years old is still the kind of age where you ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay, now I know how I answered that question when I was 14, and let me tell you, I'm not that now. I don't think I know anyone who is what they wanted to be when they were 14. So when I hear a 14-year-old girl being asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she says, a man? Sorry, kiddo. I just don't believe you. It gets more retarded still. Any attempt to persuade AB to abandon treatment, no outside influences, no fucking dissent in the People's Republic of Canada, or references to AB as a girl or using female pronouns shall be considered to be family violence under the Family Law Act. Again, words being violence is fucking a ridiculous concept. But the major inconsistency. No such protections for cis people exist. If my family decides to start referring to me as "hey lady," she, her pronouns constantly, it's not the same. But if I claim to be a woman and they refer to me as he like they have for 37 fucking years, suddenly that's violence. And in Ontario, I'm totally familiar with the BC human rights policies, but in Ontario, all you have to do is make the claim that you're a woman, and you are. It's legally true now. I believe in the policy it states everyone has the right to define their own gender identity. Pretty sure that's verbatim. You just have the right to define it yourself. No testing, no diagnosis, no nothing required. The claim makes it true under the law. And family violence. I was trying to look into penalties for such a thing in BC. Having a little difficulty with that. At the very least, if this father who objects to these hormone treatments does decide to refer to his daughter as his daughter, he could be removed from the household. Or in the case that both parents decide, you know what, maybe this is a little crazy and we don't want our daughter to do this, the state can remove the child from the parent's care. And I imagine if they try to violate the order of no contact, they'll end up in jail for it, for misgendering their child. Okay, the Canadian judge got it right? No, sweetie. No, the Canadian judge is dead wrong. Everything about this is all dead fucking wrong. Children should not be allowed to make this kind of fucking decision. Okay? And parents should be able to talk to their children about it openly and honestly, and refer to their daughter as their daughter, or their son as their son. And the government should mind their own fucking business. Now, if this kid has gender dysphoria, they'll still have gender dysphoria when they're 18. And 18's probably still too young, but at 18, yeah, then they can make these kinds of decisions for themselves. Just like everybody else. None of this special inconsistent bullshit because they're trans. Fuck off. No. No. You want us to treat them like everybody else? Well, when they're 18, they can make their own fucking decisions. Just like everybody else. Alright? Putting aside for a second the idea of allowing a child to make such a life-altering, possibly permanent medical decision like hormonal transitioning, which is just insane. There's a dirty little secret that the activists don't want the rest of us to know, and that is that transitioning isn't really as effective a treatment as they claim it is for people with gender dysphoria. It's widely known that people with gender dysphoria, trans people, have a far higher suicide rate than cis people. What no one wants to talk about is that people who have done the hormonal transitioning treatments and the surgical transitioning treatments, the suicide rate doesn't greatly change. It doesn't help as much as they want us to believe it does. That for post-op bottom surgery, trans people, the suicide rate is still at least 20 times higher than the average. So doctors and judges claiming that 14-year-old children should be able to make this decision and no one should be able to talk to them about it, let alone try to talk them out of it, is just fucking disgusting. The doctors performing the treatment, this is now my opinion, the doctors performing the treatment, the judge enforcing the ruling like this on the parents, these people should be locked up. This is some sort of crime, okay? To give a child this kind of leeway for a treatment that chances are isn't going to help them long term, not without some sort of actual proper counseling. This is just fucking disgusting. Right? Throwing them into this without actually trying to help them. The cliche about won't somebody think of the children, literally they're not. They're thinking about the virtue signaling. They're thinking about the waving their fucking post-op dick at everybody about how pro-trans they are. And it's like, that's great. Now, are you actually doing something to help them? Or are you just waving about how great you are? Relevant links to shit I said in the description? Maybe. I'm Irving Twin. Like, subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. At least it used to be.